Oh, hi. Welcome to math today. We have got an awesome lesson that's going to involve all kinds of things that you've been learning being put together into one kind of lesson. Today we're going to be doing a lesson about representing numbers 0 to 10. So you've been working with 0 to 10. We're going to be working with those. You're going to be need a couple pages out of your math journals. Go ahead and get this book out right here. We're going to need page 59, it looks like this. And we need page 61, it looks like this. So go ahead and get those out. This page will stay all together at the end, and this page needs cut out. So you're gonna need scissors and you're gonna need some paste as well. You're gonna need to cut out all these numbers and all these number words. You might wanna do that before you start working on the page. It might take a little less time to cut it out first, and then later on when we're doing the assignment and I explain that to you, that'll be a good time for you to put it all together. So today for this lesson, we're gonna read a cool book called Sweet Dreams. So this is our gigantic book that we're gonna be reading. This one involves a bunch of counting of things. So we're gonna look through it. All right, Sweet Dreams, written by James Burnett and Calvin Irons. And we got our little friend reading or sleeping down here. Sweet Dreams, written by James Burnett and Calvin Irons. It was just last night that I had a dream of candies and cake and sugar and cream. And already my mouth is watering. I wasn't asleep, I felt quite awake, but in my room marched a chocolate milkshake. My eyes opened wide with great delight as 2 cupcakes ran into sight. I reached out my hand to eat my fill, but 3 nutty ice creams danced on the sill. I looked to the right and got such a scare because 4 gummy bears sat on my chair. On top of my desk in one tall pile, 5 funny frogs gave me a smile. I couldn't believe what my eyes could see. 6 candy canes hung from the tree. Under the cupboard and to the left of the door, 7 marshmallows sat on the floor. This can't be real. It cannot be true. 8 striped lollipops in rows of 2. It is such a big feast all to myself. These 9 gumballs that roll from my shelf. What do I pay, or are they all free? Those 10 taffy apples that grow on my tree. I had to decide the green or the red. Then I woke from my dream and fell out of bed. Those do sound like some sweet dreams. Did you notice anything about all the things that he was seeing? They were using the number words that we've been talking about. We're gonna turn in here and we'll look at some of these pictures. How many milkshakes did we have? This one doesn't have the number word up here in the words, but there's 1 milkshake. How many cupcakes did he have? There's a word right here, and that word is 2. So there are 1, 2 cupcakes. How many ice creams? This word right here is the word 3. And he said 3 nutty ice creams. So there was more and more candy every time. How many bears do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4 bears. We got to our page about frogs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frogs. So there's more and more every time. And this is the word for 5. Over here we have candy canes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 candy canes. And it goes all the way through that, all the way up to our 10 candy apples. So there's a bunch of different ways to show all of the different numbers that we've been working with. There are words that we can use to tell people the number, the longer words. We could show them the number, the numeral, or we could use even our fingers to show people how numbers are represented. So if I make 2 fists like this is a great way to show how many fingers that I have up. Right now, I don't have any fingers up, and if I don't have any fingers up, well, the easiest way to say that is 0 fingers. Now I can use my hands to show all the numbers all the way up to 10 because that's how many fingers I have. So if I want to show 1, all I really have to do is put up 1 finger. If I want to show 2, I can put up 2 fingers. 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5 fingers, 6 fingers, 7 fingers, 8 fingers, 9, and 10. 10 little fingers that I can use for my counting needs. And that's what you're going to be doing today. You're asking me, Mr. McCardle, why do you keep putting your hands up and wiggling them around at me? Because today, while you're doing your work, you're going to be trying to remember what it would look like if you were using your fingers to show a number, what it would look like if you wrote it as a word, and what it would look like if you drew the numbers. So you're going to have to put all of those 3 things together in your work. So how we're going to do that, come on in, I'll show you the work page that we're going to be working on. Like I said earlier today, we're going to cut all of these things out. Right here I've got all the numbers 0 through 10. So these all need to be cut apart from each other. I've got all the words right here that you're going to match with them. And you might need a little bit of help with these. If you're not entirely sure on which word is which number, that's totally fine. I think there's a video in our thing that you can watch for number words to remind yourself. Or you can get a little bit of help with this one from a parent or an auntie or uncle or anybody who might be helping you out with your work. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut all of these apart from each other, make 2 little stacks. And then back here, we have got pictures of hands, okay? And on our pictures of hands, you are going to count those fingers. So our friend up here, we've got Mr. McCardle when he's going like this. Right? 2 hands like this. Burp, burp. How many fingers am I showing? 0 fingers. So on this first one right here, this person's got 0 fingers up. So I would go back to this page and I would look for the number 0 and the word 0. Now 0 starts with a very easy sound to try to find. Z. Z. What letter do we know that makes the Z sound? If you said Z, you are correct. What does Z look like? I'm going to look for that in my first letter to try to find it. That's not a Z. That's not a Z. Da, 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 da. Z. 0 is the one that starts with Z. It's pretty easy to find. So you'll take this little square and you'll take this little square, the word and the number, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna glue it right on top of this, or you're gonna glue it on the back of this hand so you can read it. So you can flip it over and see the hands, and then on the back of that, you'll be able to see the number and the number word. That way you don't cover this up, it's on the back so you can kind of look at it all those 3 ways. So you'll kind of get the picture on one side, and on the back of it, looking back at you, you'll have the number and the word. So that's your work for today. Go ahead and put those all together. Take a cool little picture for your teachers to have, or show them that you glued all done together. You can even take a little video. because I know all the teachers love seeing all these little videos that you're making for us. And you can be like, this is my number one. And it's got the number one on one side and the word number one and the picture of the hand number one on the back. And that's what you'll be doing today. Thanks for joining me for your math lesson. Again, ask for any help that you need from any adult that you have around helping you with the math. I'm sure they don't mind. And if you need any other help, you can always ask your teacher when you're in your little groups, or you might be able to send a little message to your teacher through the computer. Have a good day, and thanks for joining me for math.